The Lion Darkness here with the Mercury Guardians with another episode of the Casually Casual Podcast. With me today we have again, always boring you,
Hello everybody.
Eliaster 720.
Good afternoon.
Right. And
Mate.
another TMG, Nico 64.
Hello.
Lit chat.
The chat's already lit. As always, guys, we are doing this podcast live. If you guys want to drop by, we appreciate it. And if you're watching the archive version, we also appreciate. I would like to take this moment before we start with our conversation. If you guys would like to hear more of our podcast or watch more of our live streams, you could always subscribe to the Mercury Guardian channel. We appreciate it. And we got a lot to talk about, guys, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Really good week for Destiny, I suppose.
Lit chat.
Define good week. Anyway, so as everybody probably already knows, and as I also made a video already on it, which to be honest kind of become kind of redundant, but there was this big roadmap for what's to come in 2018. Bungie had a lot of backlash this couple of months. You know, we didn't really talk about that because it were the holidays and whatever, but you know, I think this needs to be addressed because I had a lot of concerns. I'm sure you guys had a lot of concerns, and some of them might have been answered. Some of them probably were not answered. And I just want to hear you guys' opinion. I'm sure we all do, right?
Pretty much.
All right. So Nico, first of all, just since you're the new guy here, we already got like 3 episodes on our belt. That's not a lot. How about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well,
Regarding the Mercury Guardians.
I
Nothing personal.
joined the Mercury Guardians 2 to 3 years ago. Good times. And yeah,
Sad.
Wow. That's all we
I
got.
don't have much to say. I
Okay.
mean,
Oh,
I don't know.
he doesn't have
you
much
couldn't-
to say.
you
I
couldn't
met
say-
Yukio and always first, and then I got to meet the rest of the gang. And since then, Mercury Guardians have been going strong, recruiting more members. So yeah.
Thank you for the advertisement. All right.
Join today.
You could have said how we changed your life and help you cure
Oh,
your
yeah,
cancer and all that, you know?
Yeah.
I used to be a scrub at everything, and now I'm less of a scrub at everything. So, 2-hour totems really changes a person, you know? It really does.
Damn right. Oh, can I say that one?
Please no.
Oops. Kind of forgot it's a family setting.
I had the music on and I kind of fixed the volume of it, but then it just went really high for some reason and now it hurt my ears. So,
Sorry, I just
Damn.
put 10 cents in the short yard.
yeah. Even though, I forgot to apply it to all
Damn.
clips. I'm so dumb. Alright. Anyway, by the way, Chef
Damn.
Factory is great.
Oh, jeez.
Me a
Alright.
scrub lord.
That's right. Anyway, if you guys think the volume might be too high on the music or anything, just let us know. We'll
Comment
fix that
below.
right away. Well, the archive version, it's a little late for that. But I'm talking to the people watching
Also
this
comment
live.
below.
Comment how
So we
how
know
it
for
destroy
the
your
next
ears.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment how it destroy your
That way we can review it and learn where we went wrong.
Exactly, you know, at the expense of, you know, your comfort.
Somebody's ears.
Yeah.
All right.
Temporary
Well,
hearing loss.
Nika.
Not much.
Take this as an apology, you know, from the TMGs, you know,
To all.
for the archive version, you know, for everybody right now
And
live,
Nika
you know,
man.
make your voice heard, okay? We want to hear what you have to say.
the
Leave a comment down
TMGs are
below.
not the
Tell us
TMGs
what's
are not
happening.
liable for any damages. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the meat of the podcast, if you would say.
That was a weird analogy, but let's roll.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Bro, let's just. Anyway,
Let's
so
roll.
I'll skip.
Whatever.
I'm just gonna talk about the updates because I already did a whole video on the whole thing. So I'm just gonna talk about the important thing, I guess. So this is what he says. We're shifting the balance of new content in favor of activity rewards over bright engrams. This includes
Okay.
adding ghosts, sparrows, and ships to date found only in bright engrams to achievement reward pools. We'll provide a gameplay pass to earn bright engrams and all contain rewards, including event engrams. We'll give players more direct purchase options and make adjustments to bright engrams to allow players to get items they want more often. What do you guys think about the? What do you guys think about that?
Didn't get that last part, but let's roll.
Okay, let me say the last part again. We'll
Let's get your mic cut out.
Okay, we'll give players more direct purchase options and make adjustments to bright engrams to allow players to get the items they want more often. That was the last part. If that's what you didn't hear.
Okay.
So what do you guys think about? You guys have been seeing the hashtag remove Eververse, right? Everywhere on Bungie, and I think it was even trending on Twitter at one point. What do you guys think about Bungie's response to it? Let's go first with Eliaster.
Well, Bungie's response, I think it was appropriate. The drastic thing they would have done would have been remove that entirely, which I personally, ever since it got instated, never saw a problem with. Again, the only reason why they would even
That's a
why all this
controversial
started,
opinion right there.
it's because well, people just didn't. I mean, you saw Battlefront. This started way back because people didn't like microtransactions. People, and when Call of Duty started, doing that, and whatnot. But Battlefront really made it noticeable to the public, and it went to all type of news media. Maybe not the main news media, but it went to a lot of websites and news outlets, that people got access to, and they went like, oh, so this is a problem. And when EA completely removed their microtransactions from Battlefront 2, people went like, okay, yeah, we got power, and then they wanted change. They wanted a revolution. They wanted microtransactions to be gone. So Bungie could have removed Eververse completely, but I like what they did. They went like, you know what, Eververse is gonna stay here. We're just tweaking it because again, I never saw a problem from the beginning when Eververse was first introduced in the Taken King, I believe. It was a little bit after the Taken King, but
Eliaster's thoughts and opinions are not the representation of the Mercury Guardians.
Wow.
of course,
With
it's
the
my
disclaimer.
opinion. It's
his
my
opinion.
it's my
All
opinion.
of this is personal opinions.
I mean, again, people, I would love to hear what you have to say. If you want to disagree with me, that is beautiful. I mean, I love people to change I love when people want to change my mind, but you gotta try to change my mind, okay? But again, this, I never saw a problem with it, and again, this to me feels like the right approach on how Bungie's handling things. I mean, even when you see the picture they added on the Destiny 2 development update, when they added the post-launch content, I mean, you can see Eververse is like a really small part of this now, and I like it because, it goes like, electively purchased or earned, that wording, tells you that, yeah, there's still stuff to be purchased, but you could also earn.
Hi.
I mean, they have this customized items, boons, and emotes, and that's about it. That's about it that we see there. And you see in the expansion content that is purchased, you get new campaign and strikes, new destinations, new destination rewards, new raid layer, new crucible maps, new legendary and exotic gear. On the seasons, which is the content that is available to all Destiny 2 players, Iron Banner, faction rallies, season reputation rewards, end game playlist, seasonal events, and new features and updates. And again, Eververse is a small part of that. And again,
Well, hey, Sensei, if you want to defeat
I
five
personally
opponents, just
am that person that if there's a table full of food, you know, and you have that caviar right there, and then you have your corn dogs on the other side, you know, and you know they have a little like credit card thing where you swipe and you gotta get the corn dogs, which are free. You go grab a corn dog. But if you want to go spend $50 on a little plate of caviar right there, you know, you can have that option. I like having that option of whether or not do I want to spend money, whether or not do I want to buy this. I don't want it to be dictated, you know, by oh no, we're only serving corn dogs.
But should it be there in the first place, though? But we'll get into that in a minute. I guess.
Yeah. But again, you know, the whole thing that we recognize the scale are tipped too far towards Tess at the moment. That statement, you know, they made it. It's true. It's completely true. Okay, and again, previously I discussed why I believe it felt like there was a lot more stuff for Eververse. It's because players, well, at least Bungie, saw that players held ships, sparrows, ghost shells, shaders, and emotes, and a bunch of others, ornaments. They held them as not that high of esteem. They went like, gear is more important, guns are more important, and exotics are more important.
I think you're right about that, but the problem is, you know, the lack of all of that in the first place is what drove people for that.
Exactly. And again, another thing is that Bright Engrams were earned through the game as well.
Just by a generic XP grind, right?
Exactly. No, I mean, just like you were getting a mode of light. I mean, what good in Destiny 1 did a mode of light did you? Not
to
that
be
much.
honest, I like most of light first. Anyway, thank you,
I like
Eliaster.
most of light.
Thank you, Eliaster. How about you, Nico? What do you think of this?
I'm also kind of like Eliaster in the sense that it doesn't bother me that it's there. Like, if people want to spend money, that's good for them. I'm not gonna. It's nice that, you know, they're funding the game for me, so hey, I don't mind, you know, free content. But
that's one way to see it.
It's not that bad, but I think they pushed a bit too much. Like, there's a lot of focus on Eververse right now. Like, everything is tied to it: ships, sparrows, ghost shells, you know, everything. I don't like that too much. I think it's nice that now there's a different way to earn those. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the change.
So you think that was the right approach to it?
Probably, because I honestly doubt that Bungie would have removed it completely like they did with Battlefront 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
But like, let's be honest, Bungie loves Eververse. They're not taking it away. So, you know, at least they did something about it and they didn't ignore it. So I think it's a good change. Maybe a bit extra would be nice, but...
Alright, what about you, Always?
Well, looks like the Mercury Guardians in this podcast, with your exception from you,
obviously,
have no problem with Eververse. I mean, when it first came out, I haven't had a problem with it. I mean, sure, the scales are tipped towards her, you know, really, really bad. Unless you have pretty good RNG, you're not getting anything you like. I am looking forward to see how they're gonna adapt, you know, the new Bright Engrams, you know.
How are you?
And make them. I mean, personally, I haven't had problems with it.
All right, well,
if you want to spend money, spend money. If you don't. Obviously, you know, the big issue is, you know, who has access to spending that money. You know,
right.
You know, there's some people that, you know, some kids just have the card linked without, you know, any restrictions, and you just, you know, spending all that money. So, you know, that's where the problem begins. But me personally, I have no problem with Eververse.
All right, well, my opinion is the exact opposite of all you guys.
For the kids.
I mean, in D1 I didn't have a problem with Eververse because the content was there. The live team did look like it was getting funded, except for the, you know, Festival of the Cost. But it did look like it was funding. In D2, I think that's where that rage came from. Going like, okay, Bungie, you can't have this. You cannot have this if the content is not there. And that's what really showed. You know, it's like when they implemented it to fund the live team, you know, Luke Smith just saw the Eververse and didn't realize what it was for and just decided to throw it in there. And you know, it lost its meaning. And I think that's what really made people mad. They go like, okay, well, the Eververse was supposed to be funding content. The game is dry as it ever been. You know, I think that's the problem. Was it heading towards the pay-to-win aspect of it with the mods? A little bit too. It was getting a little too comfortable, and I'm glad that the community went like, okay, Bungie, you need to step back.
No, you know that's kind of one of the points that I wanted to touch on. You know what you just said with the original purpose of Eververse, because you know right now, ghosts, sparrows, and ships were only found in bright engrams, and again, I think that's why when you said Luke Smith just kind of like tossed that in, it's because again they went like, okay, you know, players don't find these as high regard as their guns and their armor, you know, and their exotics, you know. So let's just put all those inside Eververse, you know, because you know, some people will want them, and the people who want them, they can pay for it. And again, that was the wrong approach to it, and I totally agree, you know. But you know,
if you could still see the impact that they're making, you know, then people wouldn't have a problem, you know. But that happened.
Well, it's too early. I mean, we just got Destiny 2, you know. I mean, we got the Destiny 2. Most people, this wasn't their Destiny 2 they wanted, you know, and that's fine, you know. I mean,
I don't think it was a Destiny 2 anybody wanted, but
exactly. But you know, but I as soon as I got the game and I was able to play it about 2 months after it released, that's about a month, you know. But as soon as I started playing, dude, I mean, I loved it. I loved it. Okay, I'll be the only one, maybe, you know. I'll tell you right now, that Destiny 2, you know, I love playing it, and it was definitely the game I was looking forward to. It's not my Destiny 2, like what I wanted from Destiny 2, but I'm able to pick up the game and play it. But
all right, well,
again,
let's move on.
That's why I feel like Eververse got, you know.
I think we spent too much time on Eververse. Anyway, so
you know, that should be the main focus.
So Crimson Engrams will also drop from completing the Crimson Days match and from completing the Crimson Days milestone, and then players will earn double engrams during that event. And the Nightfall and Raid Crimson Days milestones during Crimson Days will reward you with an exclusive legendary emote, weapon skin, and exotic sparrow. That's all good, to be honest. So let's move on to the next one. You know, the XP controversy, whatever. I'm not gonna talk about that here. Following content feature January update. Okay, we are expanding. Oh, okay. So for the January 30 update, we are expanding the Masterwork system to include armor. Masterwork armor provides increased damage reduction while using your super. You can re-roll the armor stat type of Masterwork armor, and similar to Masterwork weapons, you can upgrade a piece of armor to Masterwork by spending Masterwork cores and legendary shards. What do you guys think of that?
One at a time, guys.
All right, nobody wants.
I'm sorry, my microphone got disconnected. I was there talking to myself for like 20 minutes, so I'm like.
What do you think of Masterwork armor?
The Masterwork armor, definitely didn't seem like that much of a big deal, you know. I mean, that whole thing about making you more durable when you're using your super. I mean, it definitely does help because everybody knows, you know, that supers are a little bit too easy to shut down at the moment, you know. Even in PvE, you know, I'm there with my hammer. I feel, you know, boss. You know, I'm going in there. You know, there's a bunch.
I think I got disconnected again. Yeah, we have to have some problems.
I know.
It's live. Okay.
No, again. All right. So raid reward rework.
Yeah, dang.
I think this is like a trend, but say
it's a trend.
Raid reward rework 3 times fast, because honestly that's That's a tongue
Raid
twister
what?
right there. Raid reward rework.
Raid reward.
Okay,
Wait,
so
what are we saying? What are we saying?
Raid reward rework.
Rate, rework.
Rework.
you failed.
Let's carry on.
Rework is the reward.
We are
For the raid.
we are updating raid rewards to make them more unique and interesting. They will now feature mods with raid specific perks, and we are adjusting the rewards to ensure a raid item drops from each major encounter. The raid vendors will also directly sell Leviathan and Eater of Worlds armor and weapons for purchase with raid tokens and legendary shards. We are also adding a new ghost with raid specific perks that has a chance to drop from the Leviathan and Eater of Worlds final encounters. We intend to return to creating more raid and armor activity unique rewards in the future. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's great.
Nico.
Raid vendors.
No. Oh, goodness.
Confirmed more than one raid vendor. Oh my
No,
god.
sorry, that's just my lisp. The raid the raid vendor.
She, okay.
Well, unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed. So what do you guys think of that? Nico?
I think that's nice because raid stuff was a little lackluster, honestly. It's kind of pretty, but doesn't do much. Like D1 actually had kind of more unique and interesting raid weapons. And so I'm happy to see that, you know, people that do raids and finish them and stuff get to have a bit of extra. So I'm happy that's changed.
Alright. Always
I'm glad that raid armor set is actually gonna do something other than look good. That way you can actually want to get the armor, not just because it looks good or anything like that, just because it's gonna help you complete the raid, you know, with or
Help you
each
keep
encounter in whichever specific way. So I'm glad that's coming back.
Wanna try Prestige?
Alright, so Iliaster, what do you think of all that stuff?
For a minute there, I thought you were gonna forget about me,
Sure.
you know. But
Well, you know, maybe we were already talking.
right. My technical difficulties are strong today. Definitely, you know. I mean, I'm all for that raid reward rework. You know, saying it slowly, trying to enunciate each syllable. But yeah, absolutely. You know, but it looks great. Adding the raid and adding the ghost specific raid. You know, I mean, that's cool. You know, kind of exactly like Destiny 1. You know, adding all that new stuff. You know, apart from the armor and making everything more relevant towards, you know, wanting to get it. So yeah, definitely.
I am just like, Bungie, what were you thinking getting rid of all that, honestly? They wanted to make a fashion show or something, because they forgot the RPG elements of the game.
On Bro.
I'm glad they're going back, and hopefully instead of just going back to the way D1 was, maybe they, you know, move forward with the ideas and expand on them a little more. So I'm looking forward to that. The vendors are selling all the stuff too, which I'm not entirely sure. They go, okay, so every encounter now is gonna drop a piece of armor, and and now the vendor's gonna sell everything. So much for the grind, but whatever, you know, what do I know? So February update. Strike scoring and high score tracking. So strike scoring is coming to Nightfall and replacing the current time limit mechanic. The scoring is similar to the Destiny 1 system, but with adjustments to emphasize competitive execution of strike objectives and support for player selectable score modifiers. In February, Nightfall high scores will be exposed in-game via new emblems and will unlock rewards. We also have plans for clan and community high scores in the works. What do you guys think of that?
Definitely, you know, the strike scoring, you know, and plus the high score tracking, you know, it's a nice addition to the strikes. Definitely makes it more cool,
More competitive.
Are you gonna give it a go, Nico, or not?
I think it's nice, you know, especially if they with the leaderboard, I think they could make some pretty cool, stuff with that. Like, they could have a giant wall or something, or like a giant display in the tower, for example, that says, week 1, for example, this person got
Nico
the highest
64
score.
breaking all the records.
Whoa, Nico, that's a good idea. That would be pretty dope.
They could then also start implementing that to, more things instead of just strikes, like raids, for example, and I think that could be.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm kind of surprised, Nico. I'm shocked right now. That's a really good idea. Doubt Bungie will ever do that, but it's fun to think about. Anyway, mods 2.0. Work is underway on a full rework of armor and weapon mods. This will focus on reducing redundant mods, more unique seeming, and greatly increasing their impact on your power. We are aiming for a February release, but the scope of the rework could push parts or all of it out to early spring. We will be evaluating how mods play into the Bright Ingram economy as a result, because we're sensitive to pay-to-win outcomes.
Pay to win.
What do you guys think of the new mod system, or the old mod system, or just the mods in general? Always?
Well,
Danko.
honestly, since I haven't been able to, grind the game like, used to grind Destiny 1, all the different mods I haven't messed with. There's so many different ones that, doesn't really feel like they do something most of the time. So I really don't have much of opinion, I guess you could say, on the mod system, honestly. Because
you're overboring you.
No. Well, thank you. But really, I mean, on my Titan, for the Armored mods, I got the faster regeneration of grenades for our subclass. But it doesn't really feel like I get my grenades faster anyways.
Right.
It takes same much time, whether I'm using it or not. So.
I honestly just put them on as a placebo effect, to be honest. But
just to increase the power.
Yeah. Nico, what do you think about them?
I think they have potential to be pretty cool and to, make some interesting mods, but the way that they did it, I think, is pretty horrible. Like, you have so limited like, my Postmaster is literally full because of armor mods that I don't have place to hold. So, I don't know, they don't seem to do much now, as always said, so I don't know. I hope they do something with them.
Do you think they're gonna maybe make them more powerful in any way, or they're just gonna just add more random ones, and
I hope that they rework the way the whole system works into something a bit more, I don't want to say simple, but
viable.
Yeah. And hopefully add some not random ones, but actual mods that work nicely together and create an interesting
combination. That just reminded me of probably the number one thing that annoys me about the mods is that I have reduced ability cooldown for using an R subclass or whatever, but you have like 4 different ones. One for your class item, one for your helmet, or one for... Why can't it just be just like one and add it wherever you want? Like, why do I have to have 4 of the same kind just so I can add them on a different piece of armor? So hopefully that...
Annoying.
Yeah.
You have that, like, let's say increased handling, and it's like leg armor mod or whatever, and then you have warlock leg armor. Like, I don't know. It's never mind. I'm just stupid.
How they're also based on character.
Class items. Yeah, like, can't it just be class item mod?
And the weird thing is there are some mods they say just class item instead of a specific one, but then there's ones that have specific ones. And I'm like, why, Bungie? Why? hopefully that's the first thing. You know, they go like, okay, let's get rid of 4 different types of the same thing. Let's just make it one thing. Probably that's what they're gonna do, but hopefully that's what it is. Iliaster, anything?
Definitely, the mod system needs to rework. We all know this, you know. So I'm glad they're addressing it as well. As of now, I really, you know, well, again, it just seems like something that's there, and you realize that, oh, okay, you know, I gotta put a legendary, you know, mod on my armor to make it 5+. That's it. That's what mods are to me. Personally, I don't find when I get a mod and I go like, oh, let's say generate charges faster when using a void subclass, you know, with my grenades, right? I go like, you know, I don't really pay attention to it. I just go like, if it +5, all right, I'm max side level. That's how I look at mods, you know. And I'm pretty sure, you know, for people like, you know, who actually pay attention to the mods, you know, they assort their mods accordingly. And it has great potential to be a great part of the game and a great system, you know, like the way you maybe crafting some mods and whatnot. But at its current state, it's just another obstacle to get you at high light level. And if it means spending a little time with Banshee and getting some legendaries, you know, trying to get some blue, hey, you know, that's how I see mods. Just my +5, that's it, you know. And that kind of shows you how vague they are, you know. They should have a max, I don't know, they should have a bigger impact in the game than they have now. All they are right now is a cluster of just stuff in your inventory. And also, they should get their own inventory. Mods should get their own inventory in your character, because I hate when I get these transmat effects or get these mods, these ornaments, you know, or other stuff that take space from the mods. Mods should have their own space. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, that's a good point.
So, yeah.
Anyway, let's move on real quick. So I just wanna go over this one, even though it's kind of non-important. But I go like, fire team members on destination map. You will finally be able to see the other members of your fire team on the destination map. No more having to ask your fire team where they went when they fast travel to another landing zone. Yes.
Might
why?
be small, but that's pretty good.
Like, so many times, especially when we're patrolling always or whatever, and I have to keep asking you, hey, where you go, or where you go. It's
or
so annoying.
Somebody just, you know, fast travel somewhere, you don't realize, like, wait, what did you say? Where are you?
It doesn't even warn you they fast
up.
travel. Yeah, exactly. Nico?
One word. Finally.
I have no idea why that wasn't to begin with, but holy crap. Anyway, Spring 2018, they got Crucible. We want to give players new reasons to play, more variety and balance improvements. Spring will bring a number of exciting and long-awaited features to the Crucible rank. Beginning with Season 3, we will be introducing seasonal Crucible ranks. There will be 2 different ranks for players to pursue. Valor, a progression rank that goes up as you complete matches. Winning helps you move up faster, but there are no loss penalties. Glory, a progression rank that goes up when you win and down when you lose. Performance is how you move up here. And private matches. Private matches are now coming to all players of Destiny 2. Players will be able to invite their friends to play on the map and mode of their choosing. 6v6 playlist. We're bringing 6v6 PvP to Destiny 2 in addition to the current 4v4 game mode. Mayhem event. Mayhem will return as a limited time event during Season 3 and going forward. Additional fixes. We are making some changes to make quitting less common and behind the scenes security improvements to help improve the overall Crucible experience.
I don't know how much patience
I
people
miss
have to
Mayhem
wait
already.
it out.
Now, before I ask you guys, this guy has something to say in the chat, by the way. Appreciate you for watching. But he goes, I like the info they release, but I don't know how much patience people have to wait it out. That's
Yeah, some of these updates are far away.
like just this one I just said. It's what they said. It's gonna be in the summer or
Fall.
whatever. Yeah, all the way to fall. Holy crap! Yeah, all the way to fall. No, spring 2018. They said.
No, I mean, some of them like
Yeah, like the
I think
rank
they
and
say
stuff.
Rumble or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna come later up. But yeah, no, some people just are not gonna have enough patience. Like we're here playing Destiny because that's our poker night game.
January 30 stuff is a nice start.
But,
But it's not enough.
Sad face, but we'll be here to play Destiny regardless. But some people, they're not gonna wait any longer, and I don't blame them. He also says the January 30th stuff is a nice start, but it's not enough, and I completely agree on that, to be honest. But hopefully everything for Bungie goes on schedule. Like I said this over and over again, but now that the live team took over, I feel confident they'll be able to, keep track of all their stuff, keep track of the community, and make sure we're not let down as much as we were with the release of Destiny 2. Because the live team, they're more experienced with the community. They know what's going on. So that's why I'm hopeful, not because of the updates. I mean, the whole list is great. But the fact that the live team is the one that's telling us what's going on, I trust the live team, to be honest. I mean, they did make the last year of Destiny pretty damn good, except for the special ammo. But thank you for your comments, Patrick. We appreciate that. So anyway, I've going back to all the stuff I just mentioned in spring, the 6v6, the private matches, the rank. What do you guys think? I actually want to hear Nico's opinion on this first, because he wants to be a little tryhard sometimes.
Okay. So, honestly, Destiny 2, I was really, really hoping it was gonna fix some of the issues that Destiny 1 had with its Crucible, because, Destiny 1, Crucible is what I would do.
Right.
I wasn't necessarily the best at it, but, I found it fun. And they broke a lot of shit with Destiny 2. Like, it's not enjoyable for me. I don't play it unless I'm with people because I just don't find it fun. It's just very, very stale. And so I'm hoping that, hopefully they also bring in some weapon balance changes at the same time. And then it's gonna be on track to becoming good. Because the ranked playlist, fantastic. Really, really good. What is it called? Glory and what was it?
Valor.
Yeah. Those great systems. I like that. There's one that it's just basically shows if you play a lot or not. The other one is like an ELO-ish.
If you're good or not.
Yeah. So I like that. I like that there's both systems and not just one or the other. Hopefully they add rewards tied into those.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, if they do not add rewards, would you even bother?
I would bother for my own kind of personal.
I'm patient. The March stuff is even better, but it seems the great
So
stuff
I'd
is
just
in
be like,
fall.
hey, I can see that my glory is going up. Cool. I know I'm actually improving. Or stuff like that. So I think that's nice.
Okay.
Private matches, yes, finally. Very happy for that, and hopefully that they improve upon private matches, like add more options until it's like a really full-fledged system that you can do a
Right,
bunch of stuff.
not half-assed. But anyway,
Yeah.
one last thing that our friend here Patrick said that I think I want to answer real quick. He goes like, I'm patient, the March stuff is even better, but it seems the great stuff is in fall. And I completely agree, but you gotta think about it this way. The live team, and I'm 100% defending the live team here. The live team has to pick up all the, all the broken glass.
All the slack.
Yeah, it has to pick up the slack that the main team left. They have to pick up the broken glass. So, best of wishes to the live team, honestly. Because they're fighting with some real difficult stuff, so I think that's why the best stuff is this fall. They're just trying to fix it as much as possible. And that's why I'll
still
give the
don't.
main team. I don't give Bungie the benefit of the doubt anymore. I only give the small team and the live team the benefit of the doubt because they've proven they're competent.
I still don't understand how it's possible that the tiny life team is so much more competent than, like, I don't know the actual size, but I'm guessing pretty damn big size of the actual team.
Yeah, I think
understand.
there was 900 people working in Destiny 2, while the live team was still going with main. They made Rise of Iron, for Christ's sake. Yeah.
Well, like you said, like many people are saying, it feels that the main team, not the live team, are they're not connected to the community. So, and they weren't communicating with each other in some aspects also.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree.
I guess the team, as big as it was, for the good of the game, it was too big. I know that sounds like rape.
No, I think you're onto something right there.
Because
a
team that size, if it doesn't have that communication, I mean, for example, if you're doing a freaking raid, if you're not communicating, you're not going nowhere, unless you're like, pretty good.
You know what?
Like I said,
What
to another
always
friend,
just
I
said
like
makes
this
a whole
game
lot
and
of
can
sense
see what
because
it can be, but it gets exhausting hearing people talk about
if you guys
it like
watched on
it's
the
a
channel,
fact.
we did the raid layer and finally we finished it. But there was a specific part of the raid layer which should be the easiest part, which is the beginning. We started to do it, and first it was communication. We're going this way, and this way, and it was going fine. But then we kind of we're going this way and this way, but we got confused. At the end, as the platform was coming up, we were scrambling to go get on this plate, get on that plate. Nobody was communicating. Everybody was just like, go here, go here,
That's
go
my
here.
plate. I'm jumping to that one.
Exactly, And at the end, we managed to do it without any type of organization. That's what I feel the point that always was making with Destiny 2's development team. The development team was working on it so much that when the live team and everybody else got together on the table and go like, all right, this is the plan. They go like, okay, that's the plan? Yeah. You sure? Yeah, what do you think? Oh, God. And then they had to adjust their game to Destiny 2. So that's why I feel like Destiny 2 has a big change, but not a change in the core play style. But I feel like, all this stuff happened at random, and then they try to put it all together.
Yeah, because one thing you got to realize, they had to, add more companies because, they were going to PC, so many things had to be,
well, considering that they didn't even have public chats, but anyway, like I said, I know. He said that right now. Our friend Patrick here says that he's tired of people treating Destiny like it was a family member that passed away, and I agree. People take this game a little too at heart sometimes, and we like the game, but I feel like after 4 years with something, I mean, if you get attached to your car for having it for a week, a game that you've been playing for 4 years, it's kind of validated to some extent. Anyway, always real quick. Let's move on real quick. What do you think about all the Crucible stuff, basically? Private matches and all that. The 6v6 coming back and all that.
I'm glad private matches are coming. I mean, it is a Mercury Guardian tradition that after every raid, whether you beat it or not, most likely not.
6v6.
You go and celebrate Sulk on private matches, and that's one more thing you can do. It's another thing you can get with your friends and like, all right, we're gonna play and we're gonna do this different. Instead of you doing the same.
But it was only one.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad it's coming back. I mean, I don't know why it wasn't there in the first place. Whatever reason. But I'm glad it's coming back. And I'm really looking forward to see...
To 1v1 me against Scrub.
Want to see what's coming back to. Because, I mean, it is coming back. But what is it coming back with? Are they going to add more game modes in it? Or...
Yeah, good point.
It's just got to be the same playlist, that you already have available.
Nice too.
I mean, other than the 6v6.
You know, to be honest, I think you're onto something right there. I mean, probably everybody's, Bungie. We expect the bare minimum from Bungie at this point. That nobody even bothers going like, are they gonna add more stuff to the private matches? We're just saying, oh no, they're bringing it back from D1, but who knows? Maybe they might add. Probably not, but they might. Anyway,
honestly, I feel like private matches on its own is gonna add so much more life back to D2. Like, it's gonna make people stay.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, people are might be saying right now, oh, it's bad. More content from D1 that was removed that should have been here. But once it's here, you're gonna be like, oh, well, I'm glad it is.
I'm glad it's here.
Yeah,
let's be honest. You're gonna be there.
All right, so I'm just a little worried about 6v6. I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring some old D1 maps for the 6v6 playlist.
Bannerfall.
For this, oh man, that'd be nice. But because I don't think it's gonna work as well as I'm thinking inside of my head with all these tiny ass maps.
To grind to have entire masterwork sets.
Well, some maps are pretty decently sized. Like some maps are too big for 4v4.
Especially for PvP.
Like what is it called? Castle? I forget what it's called. Stronghold. I don't know. But
like the Ray one, the Ray themed map.
Oh yeah, see that map for example as well. That one's pretty damn big. Like, just sometimes I'm just walking around and I can't find anybody. So I think it's gonna be nice for 6v6.
I'm gonna go over some real fast ones right now, and you're just gonna whatever I said, you're just gonna pick the one you want to talk about real quick, all right? Additional highlights: weapon and ability balance pass, sandbox adjustments based on player feedback and data from the live game. The sandbox team will share specific changes as we lead up to season 3. Exotic weapon and armor balance pass. Exotic weapons and armor are receiving a comprehensive design pass to ensure they stand out from the rest of the gear and offer new, exciting, powerful ways to play. Seasonal reputation. Specific vendors will now display a seasonal ranking. Earning reputation will unlock unique seasonal rewards and will reset each season. Improve Iron Banner and faction rallies. In addition to changes that we'll see when Iron Banner and faction rallies return this month, we will continue iterating on these to make them unique, exciting experiences that you all look forward to. Playlist reputation reduction. This feature solves the problem of experiencing the same playlist entry multiple times in consecutive or frequent succession for both Crucible and Strikes.
That's a good thing right there.
I know, right?
I don't understand that. Playlist repetition?
Like playing the same game mode or map
over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
Or the same strike.
Okay, because normally they call playlists like the whole thing, like competitive.
Yeah, no, like playing,
so
like...
I was kind of confused.
There are
I was like, well, you choose
exotic
what
weapons.
you're doing, so... Okay, yeah, thanks.
Endgame playlist pursuits. We agree with your feedback on the imbalance between achievements and Bright Engram rewards, and we will be making adjustments to shift more rewards into specific endgame pursuits instead of generic XP grinding for Bright Engrams. We are excited to share the details as soon as we have them worked out. Multi-emote. Oh boy. When multi-emote launches, you will be able to choose which emote you have equipped to each of your 4 emote slots. Vault space. We are targeting an additional 50 slots to player vaults. We don't believe just adding more space is a complete solution. We are actively working on other changes to reduce load on your vault space. We are adding an exotic accessory tab to vault collection, so you will no longer need to spend vault space on exotic ships, sparrows, and ghosts.
Which we have to do right now.
Right.
Thank you.
I mean, I got like 3 ships on. I could put them in vault, but I got 3 ships on me right now because I can't get rid of them.
I can relate.
I could get rid of them. I'm never gonna get them back.
In addition to Tower Chat, there's targeting to February. We're adding Clan Chat to the PC version of the game. Heroic Struck changes will be introducing modifiers and add more gameplay variety to the experience. All right, of all of that, what do you guys want to talk about?
Patrick mentions exotics a bit. If you want to go read it.
All right. Oh, I know. Thank you, Patrick, for contributing to the podcast
conversation.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. Get better exotic weapons before you balance them. Lamau. There are basically 3 good exotic weapons in a
Maida.
Maida, right? Maida the colony.
What the hell is
And
the third one? I mean, Telesto is the best, though, but not right now. Not in its current state, though.
Colony.
Like Pesto.
Crimson. Meta.
I would say my top 3, the best exotics for both PvP and PvE is probably Maida, the colony, and Warcliffe Coil. Like those things are. Warcliffe Coil is good. No, I mean like they feel exotic. All right, what else? What do you got? What do you think? It's a really good exotic. It feels exotic.
Honestly, I don't feel like Maida feels exotic. I find it very just a generic weapon that's good. That's all I feel about Maida. I don't know. I just feel like it's a good weapon. It doesn't do anything like wow.
Well, no, but it's a good exotic. You might not be like it does.
I know it's a good weapon. I just mean I don't feel that exotic wow factor by using it.
No, I do. Just kidding.
What?
Okay.
No, but
The
no.
Pleiades corrector is better than the Meta.
It's better than. Yeah, but I agree.
Crimson.
Well, they already said
saying
on
the Red Death knockoff as the third one.
Well, I don't know. I guess that's player, preference. He says that. What's it? I lost my train of thought. Oh, the Chris Barrett tweeted that they're gonna make exotics feel more exotic again. So that's an answer for that one, man. Saying, they're gonna add more exotics. They're gonna do all that. They tweeted that, so I'm looking forward to that. Iliaster, anything you want to talk about real quick?
Well, definitely the changes to the Crucible are much needed. I know everybody says that this should have been implemented, when the game released, But again, for me personally, I think it's good that they release little by little some of the stuff that maybe should have been in the core game. Obviously, we don't have to wait a month for it to happen. I would say after 2 weeks, boom, something new. After maybe 1 month, boom, something new. But don't wait about 3 to 4 months to give us something that should have been in the game to begin with.
Well, all right. I want to talk about real quick about my favorite thing right now. Probably the most important thing Destiny 2 needs that should be implemented next week. The multi-emote wheel,
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that one.
I'm sure they mentioned it just to make sure nobody forgets, but but Bungie, we got bigger issues than the emote wheel.
Do we?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's pretty game changing.
That's a pretty serious stuff right there, man.
Yeah, it's gonna bring a lot of people
I want to
back
do
G2
more
and
than
be
my
like, yes, they
rambling.
fixed this.
And
people are
mic
gonna feel
drop.
like better people after having experienced an emote wheel.
All right, so the heroic strikes, they're gonna add the modifiers. Hopefully, they add new modifiers, not just bring back the ones from D1. Add new ones, Bungie. Actually upgrade. Hopefully, thank you. If you're listening, Bungie, please listen. Anyway, so that's all we want to talk about. That's all we want to talk about the spring update. Wait, all this is coming in spring?
There's a ton of stuff, that needs to be talked about, but again, most of the stuff we already heard about it and everything.
We're still going for the fall stuff, bro. This was all the spring stuff that's coming.
Right.
All right, so nobody else wants to talk about whatever I just brought up? Okay, well, let's move on then.
No.
No, what about heroics, PC, clan chat, vault space, in-game playlist pursuit, playlist repetition, all that? No, okay.
Just quality of life changements. Changements? I don't think that's the
That's
word.
gonna
Changements.
that's coming in spring. It's probably gonna come with a new DLC. Anyway, so this is all the stuff for fall 2018 or sooner, which probably not sooner, but we are working. Okay, let me skip that. So this is the features: item collection and records, weapon slot, and archetype improvements. That's a big one. Additional Crucible playlist. Example, Rumble. Better clan rewards, masterwork exotics. That could be that's a big one too. Pinnacle weapon and gear improvements. I almost read pineapple. Anyway,
Pineapple improvements. Yeah, I got the watermelon. What do you expect?
Well, you know what? Yeah, dude, pineapple shader confirmed.
Bro, Trials of the Night improvements, shaders and dismantling. Do they have to really wait all the way until fall for the shader dismantling? The future of guided games. Okay,
listen, it might. You really want them to focus right now on shaders?
Good point.
Yes.
Good point.
Like, excuse me, I can't look frabjous without feeling bad that I just used the shader. Yes, fix this right now.
Okay.
Yeah. The future of guided games. Address solo versus fire team matching. What do you guys want to talk about that?
I think they might bring back some type of solo playlist like they did. I don't know.
I hope that they don't do that because it didn't work. Like the freelance playlist, people would play it the first week it came out,
and then
after that
nobody would play it.
Yeah, it was.
What I'm saying, I think they could do that. Yes, Bungie.
I hope they find a way to have it like scan, I guess, if you're in a fire team or not, and of how many people, and then adjust matchmaking.
There's so many solo players. It shouldn't be that hard to put 8 solo players together. Like, I wonder what they're gonna do for Trials of the Nine to improve it. The reason why Trials of the Nine doesn't work like Trials of Osiris did is because it doesn't have that mysterious aura or that sense of achievement that now you can go to there just by winning one match. Even if you can't go all the way to the top, the fact that you can see it, basically what it is, takes away from the mystic of it. So I don't know how they're gonna improve that. Rumble's coming back in fall. Wish it was here now. Just because I like to see people play Rumble. I can't play Rumble, but I like to see people play Rumble.
I was like, no, I don't play Rumble.
No, I like to watch people play Rumble. It's like a mini PUBG. Okay. Item collections and records. Maybe they're bringing back record books. That's like their really big thing. The live team does. They love record books. They had a record book for everything, bro. Weapon slot and archetype
for the record books.
They had a record. Yeah, they did. Weapon slot and archetype improvements. What do you think of that? Do you think they're gonna go back to the D1 system, or you think they're just gonna add like exotic snipers and shotguns and fusions to legendary energy slot?
Oof, this one's juicy, dude. I don't know I don't know what they can do. They can do a lot of stuff. It's very vague the way they said it, so you can speculate all day.
I'm telling you,
they need to make this game more grind worthy. I like the grind, but it's not rewarding.
You're gonna what?
Sorry, I got people on the chat. Sorry. So sometimes if I just stop talking randomly or talk over you, it's because I'm addressing the chat. Anyway, they say they need to make this game more grind worthy. I like the grind, but it's not rewarding. And I agree. Hope that's something they should have addressed. Making it. I mean, they kind of did, but the problem with a lot of these statements is you have to kind of look into what they're trying to say, because they say they're trying to make, the player rewards be more meaningful and whatever. That basically means we're trying to make the grind worth it. But the problem is that's the problem with Bungie. Exactly. That's the problem with Bungie. They're so vague. They are so vague with everything. Like they need to hire a professional PR guy, to talk for them or something, so then they could be explicit about it, because they were just so vague all the time. I think they're gonna add the 4-weapon system. Now hear me out. Because I personally like the energy system with 2 primaries. To have a scout and a hand cannon at the same time. I like that. But I think they're gonna add the 4-weapon system, and it works for controllers, and PC's no problem, whatever. But it works for controllers. Hear me out. Primary weapon, your kinetic one, right? Your energy weapon. You got your special weapon, and then you got your heavy weapon. And it works on controller for triangle. Look. Tap it once to switch between your energy and your kinetic. Tap it twice to switch to your special, and hold it down the triangle button or whatever it's on Xbox for your heavy weapon. It works. I think they can do that.
But I think you just get what? Did you give 4 examples?
No, it's the same example. It's the same
Make
example.
heroic strikes have modifiers like the Nightfall
Tap it
and make
once
the
for-
rewards greater.
Okay,
Then
one,
scale
okay,
the
yeah, got it. My
Nightfall
bad.
even harder and let us keep TH.
You
Got a
get
little
it?
confused.
You get it? I think it'll work pretty well. They'll probably add items back to the special slot, just because I feel like items should be there, or just add them to energy weapons. I don't know how that might work, to be honest, but I think if they do that, I just want them to not just go back. Let's go back to D1. Or just go like, okay, let's just add a exotic sniper rifle to your energy slot, so then fighting line has a friend. I want them to. I want them to upgrade. What's that?
Well, I'll let you read it.
Okay, so let me read it. So, man, Patrick, you're the MVP right now, bro. Make heroic strikes have modifiers like the Nightfall, and make the rewards greater. Then scale the Nightfall even harder to let us keep the Halos for beating it on prestige. You know what? I agree with that. They did say they were adding modifiers to the heroic strikes. What I want from them is to add even more modifiers, new ones, not just the D1 ones. New modifiers to the heroic playlist.
You know what they could do for the prestige halos? They could kind of, because if you get to keep it forever, then you beat the prestige once. Okay, you have a halo, cool. But what they could do is they could have a different halo for each strike. Well, like Nightfall, I mean. So, depending on what the strike is, if you beat it on Prestige, you get a certain halo. And then, they all have maybe a bit, I don't know, I don't.
And that could be tied in. That could be tied into the strike scoring or whatever,
Yeah, like the person that gets number 1 score gets to have a permanent special really cool halo or something, and then you're like, oh shit, that boy is good. Watch out.
Yeah. Watch out on PvE. Like okay. He goes like, oh, good, this guy's gonna kill all our ads, on PvE. All right, guys.
Yeah, but definitely, yeah, that's good. Most indefinitely.
Anyway, we already reached the hour mark, guys, so let's just give some final thoughts, because we might make this podcast longer in the future, but right now, let's try to keep it, halfway short, halfway sweet, and sour sometimes, depends. Plus, I ran out of clips. Okay.
Pretty sure you've had the TMG logo on the whole time, huh?
No.
Why should I waste my time doing
Okay, well, my
Nightfall
thing is
when the
stuck.
rewards suck and I can't keep my halo? Prestige.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because I popped I turned it on like the moment you started it, and it just says waiting for the Mercury Guardians. So if I
agree, Patrick.
It does have clips. I don't know. My thing was just bugged out, I guess.
I agree, Patrick. They should make do the Prestige Nightfall really worth it, and keep the Halos, or just keep the Halos as a seasonal thing, so then you can grind it out again. I don't know. Bungie live team. I have don't break the last hope I have in this company, bro. Please. Anyway, they got one final note to say. Expect to hear more from us via Bungie.net, Twitch, and social media. We'll be talking to you more directly and more often, as promised. We want to thank our community for all the passionate and detailed / salty, no, I added that, feedback you provide. It's critical to our ability to continually improve Destiny. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Christopher Barrett, the OG at this point.
Barrett.
Barrett.
Okay. He's a piece of headgear now.
No, but what do you guys want to add anything else before we shut this thing down?
Make seasons worth it. Like, they have so much potential of seasons for, like, you know, seasonal rewards and ranks and everything. I really think that could be a big plus.
I agree. Exactly. Make seasons feel like, you know, it's a new season. Like, I this new season that came out, I'm like, oh, I'm hoping for new armor and stuff.
Get 4 blues
It didn't feel that. It didn't feel that new, to be honest. I agree.
Like, refresh, like, glory and stuff every season, and then like give rewards that are exclusive for that season. You know, don't do like you did with Crimson Days and D1. Be like, oh, okay, now everybody can get this because people are salty because they didn't play that week. Keep it seasonal. Too bad for them.
Keep it.
Play.
Yeah, no, stick to your guns, Bungie. I think that's your biggest mistake. That you don't stick to your guns. Like, not the bad guns, like good guns, like cop guns. You know? Like,
hold on a second. You might want to rethink that one.
You know what I mean, though? Like, you know, when they remember in D1 when the grind was real, they should have stick to that instead of making it too casual friendly. And even though it would hurt us in the end. As casual players, we know it would have destroyed us, but it would have felt good.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This is what happens when I run into script. All right. All right, guys. What I want to see, I think my biggest thing for Bungie right now is don't just take from D1. Don't just take from D1. Improve on from the stuff from D1. You guys have the experience. You guys seem like talented people. I'm talking to the live team here. The live team seems like talented people. You know, you guys got this. I personally, as a semi-hardcore, semi-casual player, I feel like I could, you know, I regain a little bit of faith. Sure, they'll probably knock it down in a couple months, but you know, that's what it is with Bungie. It's the abusive relationship we're in. Anyway, Eliasper, anything else you want to add?
Well, no. As a final note, you know, to wrap up my opinions, definitely the right steps. You know, maybe not as dramatic of an improvement as we wanted. Maybe not necessarily what we wanted to see, but definitely I can see that they're working hard to make the game, you know, better for everyone. And I'm not just talking about the casual players, but the hardcore players and the tryhards and everybody who has been on this train since it took off, you know, about 4 to 3 years ago, you know. So I'm glad, you know, that they're listening to the new and old players, you know. And I definitely am hoping for the best. All the things they did, even though you can criticize them, you know, about, oh, they didn't remove Eververse, or, oh, we have to wait very long for this and that update and for this to be added to the game. Again, it's a work in progress, you know. You're not going to see improvement right at the bat.
One last thing he says, I'm Patrick, this is the last comment you're going to have. Appreciate you. But it goes like, they are listening. Time to act on it. And, you know, we're really holding you to that one, Bungie, for real this time. Time to start doing, not just listening. Time to start doing. Like, what do you guys think of that? That's like deep thought right there.
It's powerful.
Always, anything else you want to add before we end it?
No. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the changes that are coming and see where they take us. You know,
all right, well,
hopefully we're going in a better direction.
Nico, thank you for joining us for our 4th podcast, bro. Hopefully we have you as a regular, you know?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You know, we appreciate anybody who wants to join the clan. If you guys want to join the Mercury Guardians, look us up at Bungie.net. We accept anybody and everybody. Because if we believe in one thing, it's friendship. Okay.
Make me feel like a guardian again.
That's not true. We all know.
Plus our TMG chat gets real dank. Anyway,
Yes.
if you guys would like to
Come with an open mind too.
if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, we post more podcasts, we post a lot of more content, and a lot of live streams. So if you guys like to hear what we said or like some of the clips, maybe, please consider subscribing. We appreciate it. Shut up, man. It will sound us sitting, okay? It's not like I'm trying to make a montage here. Anyway.
You should.
All right, guys. Well, you might consider subscribing. Thank you again. So that's the end of this week's podcast. I am the Light in Darkness for the Mercury Guardians, with Always Boring You, Iliaster720, and Nico64. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Macau.
Anybody else want to say goodbye?
Macau.
Macau. Macau, we'll keep it PG-13.
Inside jokes are fun, right? Okay.